I think that might be a good title for the video. Hello everyone, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Do not worry guys, today's video is not going to be a bad one. I know I have titled it, I am done with Rogue, but I've kind of clickbaited a little bit because I'm a small YouTuber and I'm trying to get some traction. Yay! So sorry if that disappointed anybody, sorry if you came here thinking I was going to be taking a giant dump on Blizzard or why I don't like Rogue. But no, I just kind of wanted to talk about how I pretty much am kind of just done with Rogue for Season 1. I've pretty much explored everything that there can be explored with Rogue, and plenty of other people have done plenty of other build videos with Rogue. But I also kind of ruined Rogue a little bit for myself as well, because after getting some builds to tier 100 and just being able to run through tier 100 Nightmare Dungeons pretty quickly, kind of put a stalemate on a lot of other builds that I was trying to do. Like, I really wanted to do one more Rogue build and it was going to be Recruiting Death, and it worked. It did work. It was a pretty decent build, but it wasn't going to do tier 100. But I was just a little worried you guys wouldn't find the builds very good, because if you're only seeing me going through tier 70, tier 80, but you're seeing my other builds go through like tier 100, I feel like most people will be able to put two and two together that they're not as good as my other build. So I just feel like I got those frostbitten builds to work so well that every other build just felt kind of stale, or it just felt like to me that it wasn't working. And I didn't want to go ahead and, you know, do a build video and then you guys see that it's clearly not as good as my other build, because why would you then re-switch your build around to something that looks like it's not as good as what you're using? So I've just decided to bench Rogue builds at least until Season 2, until we get new synergies with whatever we're getting in this vampire themed season, and also all the new aspects and uniques that come with the new season as well. They did it with this season, they added in new aspects and new uniques, so I would like to think in Season 2 they're probably going to do the same thing, I think. But do not worry, I'm always going to be playing Rogue. Whenever a new season comes out, I'm always going to be playing Rogue, trying to find out what the best synergies are, what we can do with Rogue, with whatever new powers we do get given to us in the new season. But there's obviously just so much time in the season. Obviously we didn't get a lot of content added into this season, so the game definitely was feeling really repetitive for me. And because I've only ever run Rogue, and I've gotten 2 Rogues all the way to level 100, yeah, Rogue was starting to get a little bit repetitive as well. So I was getting that feeling of like where I would be really excited to play the game, but then you'd get in the game and you'd be like, what do I do? I've done tier 100. I could go for Uber Lilith, but then I have to re-switch my build around, and I don't have enough resources to do that, and I can't be bothered farming resources. So my interest for the game was kind of dying a lot, but I re-rolled another character, and that really kind of reignited my general interest for the actual game. I was actually surprised that this happened. I'm someone that likes to make builds and see how far I can push certain things in video games. I don't know, it's just some like weird guilty pleasure of mine, I suppose. I know a lot of people probably don't enjoy doing that, but I do enjoy putting builds together in games and just testing a lot of stuff out. I find some kind of enjoyment out of it. Crucify me. Now I did want a bit more of a challenge. I obviously playing Rogue, once I learned how to play Rogue efficiently, the game was kind of put on easy mode. I'm sure like most classes are probably going to be like that when you build them and min-max them. The game's probably going to feel a lot easier when you get to that point. But I know so many people were complaining about Barbarian being really bad, just as bad as Sorcerer. So I decided to roll to Barbarian.
Hello.
But damn, Barbarian's a lot better than you guys led me to believe. Now he's definitely a lot slower than Rogue. Rogue's a much faster, sweaty playstyle. But if you guys have played Rogue, you will know how squishy that son of a bitch is. Rogues have got some of the best movement and CC, but man, their defense is about as strong as a wet paper bag. So it is actually refreshing having a class that has fortified and way more armor and damage reduction inside of its Paragon board, so I can kind of face tank a little bit more, and I don't have to worry about getting my ass absolutely creamed. Now the one thing that I have noticed with a lot of Barbarian builds on YouTube is everyone uses shouts, and yeah, I can see why shouts are so good, but I also wanted to try and do a build without shout. I am currently working on a Barbarian build. You guys can see it probably right now. I am trying to work on a Barbarian build without using shouts. Will it work? I don't know, but at the moment it does feel really strong. I'm able to clear tier 50s and 60s while being under level 80s, so there's still a long way to go on my Paragon board and a lot of damage upgrades I can get. And also my jewelry actually sucks the biggest bag of dicks you've ever seen. For some weird reason, I cannot get critical strike chance on any of my rings. I've been trying to desperately re-roll for critical strike chance, and I just cannot do it, and I will talk about that in another video one time. We'll get to the enchanting one day, boys, don't you worry. But if all goes well and I can actually get the bits of gear that I am looking for, I'm hoping to maybe have a build very soon on Barbarian. I know it is getting late into Season 1, but I haven't seen too many people try and do Barbarian builds without using any shouts. I know why shouts are so strong, but I can also see how you can take them out and replace them with other things. Now, the best part about Barbarian compared to Rogue is I'm able to pull enemies in with Still Grasp and also challenging Shout. Now, Rogue really has no pull-in mechanic besides Death Trap and also the Decoy Heart that has been added in with Season 1. Now, Death Trap is okay if you build into it, but the Decoy Heart is gone when Season 1 ends. So once Season 1's over, the Decoy Heart's gone, boys. So having Still Grasp with a hell of a lot of charges and also challenging Shout at our disposal, I feel like Barbarian can make clearing dungeons that much less of a chore. But now I can finally see how people are getting kind of like so bored with this game. If you're not someone that's into stupid pointless grinds like me, yeah, you're probably not going to be enjoying Diablo's endgame, if you can even call it that. But don't worry, I'm sure it will get better over time, guys. Remember, we're still in the beta phase of the game. It has to end sometime. So moving forward, I am going to be trying to do Rogue and Barbarian builds for Diablo and all the new seasons. I obviously used Rogue first there. Rogue is my boy. He's going to be the one I'm always going to be playing in seasons. He's going to be the one I'm going to be doing build with first. But I also like to then finish off or taper the season with also trying out new Barbarian stuff or anything that people haven't tried out with Barbarian. And also to keep up with any changes that get made to these classes in the future. And yeah, it's cool being a little assassin with some blades running around stabbing everybody, but there's just some kind of feel that the Barbarian gives you when you can just walk around with a hammer and just beat the crap out of everybody. I don't know, it's just Barbarian's got a good feel to it. So yeah, guys, this was just a quick little Diablo like channel update. My Rogue build had been put on hold until Season 2, until some new synergies, new aspects, new uniques come out, obviously, with the new season. And I'm actually really enjoying Barbarian, which is supposedly one of the worst classes in the game. Again, it's a lot different to Rogue. It's a completely different play style, but it has been really revitalizing. I think just having the two completely different spectrums, one really fast sweaty build to one casual just swing your hammer and everything dies kind of build, I think just having those two different spectrums has been the real reason why I think Barbarian has been really revitalizing for me to play. And actually using new abilities instead of just twisting blade, twisting blades, imbuement, twisting blade, rapid fire, twisting blades, twist. Appreciate all the love and support on the videos as always, guys, and until next time, stay safe, peace out.